Hey Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your deep love read. So we're going to be doing for single, committed, and complicated, all separate. I'm going to put the timestamps in the description box below the video. I'm going to be handling things a little differently. I'm going to be doing specific spreads for each one. So let's get right into starting with our single friends. We're going to do our hermit spread. Then we're going to go to our committed. We're going to do a lover spread. And then the complicated will be a death spread. Sounds ominous, but it's not. Hopefully we get some good messages. So we're going to start off with the hermit energy here for our single friends. So the hermit is a Virgo energy. This is about kind of really going within. You know, the hermit energy is it does indicate going it alone for a little bit. You know, stepping back to really think about the fact that whatever you were up in, what we're involved in, I can't even speak today, right? Because Mercury rules my chart. I'm still kind of messy. But whatever you've been in up to this point hasn't been really, really good for you. It wasn't meant for you. So this is a time to really, work on yourself, think about your past experiences so that you don't repeat any mistakes in the future, So really thinking about that energy, okay? So we're going to put the hermit there, and we're going to pull very specific energies to work through and walk through this reading. So to start off with, let's identify a past event, impact, your emotions, your ambitions, what you really want, what's holding you back, what's going to help you move forward into a space, obviously, of being able to open yourself up to another energy. What are you hoping for, and what's the outcome? And then we're going to pull other energies, obviously, other cards in the middle of all of that. But let's get started here. So we have the Fool. So the Fool is a Uranus energy, taking a chance, absolutely wanting to do things differently. Some of you may have been in a situation where, you had met somebody who was in a relationship, or you were in a relationship, a long-term relationship, and you were just trying to do things differently than before. Could certainly indicate this is about a fresh path, a new perspective. So straight up, some of you may have just decided that it was time to leave a particular relationship that you were in. It just wasn't resonating with you anymore. Maybe it was because you realized that you didn't have many things in common. You could be in a space where you're very much focusing on yourself, right? Because the Fool is a Uranus energy, and Uranus also rules you, is your ruler. So definitely wanting to do things different, right? So making the decision to be single. You made the decision, okay? So we have this working with the impact of it, Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles really is about, first of all, quite literally, if it is a pentacle energy, you just focusing on your work, focusing on, for some of you, maybe a new beginning, because this is about progress and auspicious beginnings regarding anything having to do with finance, business, any kind of offers that's coming in, or even education, focusing on your education. Now, if this has nothing to do with like money or anything like that, this could just be mental, physical, emotional connection. And you really being in the space where you're ready to open up to somebody new. So this could really be more indicative of like meeting somebody online, kind of thing. This is the personification of the earth energy. So if you think about earth, it's Taurus, it's Virgo, it's Capricorn. So it's about, being very grounded, very practical. Right now in your space, it's really, so I feel like a lot of you are either focusing on your money, your education. It could certainly be that. You're just focusing on other things. And if you are communicating with somebody, it's not really anything yet. So you are really still single. So you might be sort of flirting with somebody online, kind of entertaining an idea, but I don't see you really, being there yet. What are you feeling though? You're feeling the emotions are, you really just want to go, right? This is one of the good fortune cards of the tarot. This is indicates a very intense energy, indicative for an important relationship. So you could be meeting somebody new. Definitely not a good time to hide. Not a good time to like stay home and just watch Netflix and stuff. This is a good energy for meeting somebody and getting out there. And I feel like a lot of you are in that emotional space where you very much feel ready for that. But you really want to really kind of bask in your uniqueness here, Aquarius. This is no time to hide your fabulous, right? Balance is super important here, but some of you maybe just find yourself communicating or in some sort of connection with very unique energies that you totally get, because you guys are all about unique people who do things a little out of the box, a little different, right? So emotionally, you may be just sort of drawn to that energy, but the Three of Wands is really about the future. Turning your back on the past, whatever's been, okay, can't go back, toothpaste is out of the tube, you can't do anything about that. And you're very forward focused, which I really, really like here. Now, as far as the ambitions go, we have, what do you really want? We have the Ace of Swords. And this is, to me, this tells me that you're just not playing, right? Again, another auspicious for all areas of your life here. But this is about, right now, you're really wanting a new beginning, right? Clear thinking is definitely at play here. I like this because it does indicate an immediate change to your circumstances for the better. It indicates to me mental agility, being assertive, not aggressive in the right way when it comes to relationships, getting over the past, any sort of past issues that you were maybe holding on to from any sort of past energies, getting what you want, thoughts becoming things, really good manifesting energy as well. I love this card too. It's the staircase. It's so cool, right? Kind of going up into that mental space, and you guys are in air energy. So it's very much about really moving past the past of something, like seriously. And what I mean by that is, even if you haven't been in a connection for a long time, if maybe there was some sort of fears that were generated from past experiences, you letting go of those now. You just really focused on you and just wanting to be like the healthiest and best version of you. I do like this. Now, what's holding you back though? Ultimately, we have the Six of Cups energy. So there could be this kind of thing where you dealt with somebody in the past, because the Six of Cups says harken back to the past, right? I mean, that's just what this is. It's kind of like a nostalgic energy. So some of you may be you might feel held back because you're feeling nostalgic about what you had once upon a time. Or what's interesting, sometimes this energy, this general layering of this general feeling of nostalgia overlays just the emotions having to do with like missing this sort of thing that maybe you never had but you really want it. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like this energy that you thought you would have in a relationship at one point in your life, maybe when you were younger, and then reality ended up bringing a whole other bag of goodies for you, and things ended up not going ultimately, obviously, the way that you wanted them to go, but you feeling nostalgic for the thing that you really saw in your mind's eye as, for yourself. This could also have to do with, it just has to do with the past. Let's just keep it at that, right? But what I like here is, if you have suffered any sort of mistreatment in the past, any sort of nasty behavior, any sort of maybe negative experience in any sort of past relationship, this is going to be remedied as soon as you deal with this past and understand that it is done. And I see you actively trying to do it. We have the Three of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords. This is your emotions, this is what you want for sure. But because we're not robots and we can't press a delete button, it does tell me here that from an energetic point, you're still kind of releasing something from the past. It doesn't mean you're going to go back to it. I mean, you may not, right? You're in that space though of feeling very sort of reminiscent about whatever it is, and kind of like nostalgic at the same time. Now, what's going to help you move forward is the Knight of Swords energy. Knight of Wands, I'm sorry, can't read today. The Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands energy, in astrology, this is a Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. This could be, first of all, this is what's going to help you firing up what it is that you want in relationship. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of motivation. Now, you might be meeting somebody who is super creative, really innovative, loves to talk, loves to tell stories, tends to make very quick snap decisions and judgments about people or situations based on their first experience. They can be very talkative, very charismatic, almost very very seductive as well. Now, if it doesn't have to do with you meeting a new person, maybe you're not actually totally ready for that. This does indicate blocks being lifted and it happening very quickly, right? A decision coming in, having to do with relationship that you might have been waiting for, right, to move forward in. So for some of you, maybe you've been waiting for somebody to call you, who maybe you've been flirting with online, right? It could be that, and you deciding to actually move away, kind of thing, from whatever it is that you've been experiencing. Move away from the idea of being single. Move away from whatever you still might be sort of old scars, unintentionally, but old scars that might still be there, this idea. But it's blocks being lifted. Okay, and that's going to help you move forward. So it's in focusing your passion forward that you're going to be able to, it's almost like act as if, right? Go allow yourself to experience new things, and through that, you're going to actually allow a lot of healing to come in. Now, when we have what are you hoping for right now, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So, yeah, I mean, look, this is a very loyal and dependable energy who has a lot to offer. Might be a bit boring, a little slow to share the feelings, but depending on what you're looking for, this person can definitely, be your rock, but might lack the excitement to capture your heart for the long term in a truly satisfying way. It depends on where you are. And for a lot of you, you're just really not going to care about that. You just want somebody who's not going to fall apart and go crazy on you, or who struggles with any kind of imbalance. Like, that's just not going to work for you right now, right? And you're all about, you really want to invest your time wisely. You really do. But this is a really good energy. This is a really good money energy, obviously, because it has to do with pentacles. So it is this idea, what are you hoping for? Is increased prosperity and growth in something, right? I mean, because it is about this increase of growth with the Knight of Pentacles. So when we're doing relationship reads, pentacles aren't only money and things you value, like in the 3D, it's also mental, physical, and emotional connection. So you want that. You want increased connection. You want to be on the same page. You want to be on the same wavelength with an energy that you are involved with. So, which is interesting to me, if we go back to the Three of Wands, because the Three of Wands is very much meeting people who are very kind of quirky and unique and a little out of the box, and that's you guys. So it's almost like, I feel like a lot of you don't want to waste your time with people that you don't feel like are cut from the same cloth as you, because it's like you see what that's going to bring and you have no desire to go down that road. You don't want to waste your time, because there are a couple of things that are very important to the Aquarius archetype. Now, I don't know what else is in your personal chart, right? This is just the Aquarius archetype. There's this element of cool detachment. Not that you're detached, not that you're not loving, and not that you're not fun and all of that and engaged, but and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like I don't really need to explain it to an Aquarius. So your independence is very important to you. And you like to do things your own way. So it's very difficult to waste your time being with energies who are either not having their own jam going on, where you could be like, oh, cool, I like to do this and they like to do that, and it's kind of unique and out of the box, or at least somebody who totally understands what it is that you really like to do, and that exercising those things are very important for you to do in relationship. Like, I don't know, maybe you are super into, depending on your age, obviously, keep that in mind, right? So you could be really into gaming. So to be with somebody who doesn't understand that is going to be really, really challenging. Or let's say you are really into anything with technology, right? Because you guys are an Aquarius, or really into, you're just a science nerd, or you're just really into doing something super creative, whatever it is. You have to be with somebody who's going to allow you to experience that and exercise it. And I feel like ultimately, that's what you want. You want somebody who is going to be, of equal ilk to you, or at least give you the space that you need to be the best version of yourself. Somebody who's going to come in and be kind of very controlling and all of that and have a lot of like drama, not going to resonate with you at all, right? So then we have the outcome, which is temperance. I really like this energy for sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're single, you may find yourself energetically or spiritually pulled towards a new partner. This is definitely an emotionally intense time. So I really like it because I feel like you're allowing yourself to meet these people. I do feel like you might be, I don't know, not that you're with anybody, but you might be either dealing with somebody who's going to make a move, or you're thinking about, but it's somebody who it's like, accept me warts and all, you know, all your stuff. I just want to get King of Pentacles. Very nice. Ooh, very nice. We have the King of Pentacles, so that's really nice. Very generous, hardworking energy who much prefers being in a solo relationship, right? Has no patience for those looking to take, you know, that which is his, kind of, or hers, right? There's no gender here. But this is about being kind of like large and in charge and really making the most of what it is that you offer in a situation, and you not settling. I get a vibe where you're just not willing to settle. You're really not, because then we have this working with the Ten of Cups energy, which is beautiful. This is contentment, right? This is security. Great time for partnerships, you know, great for communication, for romance, for building. So really good. So I feel like what it is that you're looking for is going to be tempered within reality. And it does look like maybe meeting somebody new. So let's just pull a couple of love oracles to see what we get. Honesty is essential. Speak with truth and love. Yeah. Honesty is essential. Exactly. Right. You really need to be the best, be true to yourself, the best version of yourself. You're just not even playing. We got Venus. Love it. 10th house. Absolutely. Beautiful. And then we have Capricorn. I love this. First of all, the 10, this tells me that you might be meeting somebody through work or through something that you're publicly known as. I know that sounds kind of weird, but the 10th house has to do with public reputation. You're standing in the world. So what are you known as? Like, are you known as a student? Maybe you're going to meet somebody in school. Are you, whatever it is that you're working, because Capricorn also, Capricorn is the landlord of the 10th house, right? So this is, you could be meeting somebody at work, somebody through some avenue that you're publicly known as. So this could be any form of entertainment. Maybe you're an entertainer, or it doesn't even have to be anything that you're making money at, like maybe gaming or school, or, you know, when you're a student, anything like that. We have that working with Venus here. So it looks like you're going to be meeting somebody through one of those venues. Certainly can be definitely an online situation going on, because you guys are Aquarius. Everything's happening in your first house. So, you know, a lot of technology could be going on there for you. I do feel like that intuitively. So, yeah, putting the work in though. I do like that. Like, you meeting somebody who's just going to put the work in with you. Virgo, love it. The Alchemist. Virgo is the landlord of the 6th house, ruled by Mercury. This is about being really, really insightful, being really conscious of something. And this is actually this is a very perfectionist sensibility. Like, Virgo is definitely the most critical sign. But it's not because they want to be difficult. It's because they're always problem solving. It's like, all right, what happened in the past? I don't want that to happen again. What am I going to do? Right? And Virgo is the hermit energy as well, which is interesting, right? Because we're doing a hermit spread here. So I like this as this outcome energy. It's like beautiful how it all came together. But it's focusing on what you really want, need, and desire in a relationship. And you being super, super honest with yourself. So I like that. There's a lot of problem solving that's going to be going on here. So that is what I have for my friends who are single. Okay, Aquarius? So that's what I have for you guys. Now we're going to go on to our Aquarius friends who are in a committed relationship. Okay. So for the committed, we're going to be doing a lover spread. So we're going to put the Lovers card, which is a Gemini card. But because I'm picking it and I'm putting it out front and center, we are... Okay. Oh, for goodness sake. Did I not pull the correct one? I pulled 2 Hermits. How silly of me. Sorry, guys. Just hang with me for a second. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to do a lover's read, and the lover's read is a good one to pull for the committed because besides the fact that obviously it's about the understanding that 2 are stronger together than they are separate, only if everybody is on the same page. And it is this indicator that there needs to be a decision made in love regarding something. So it could be having to do with something about your relationship or just something within the larger area of your life right now. Okay, so we have the Lovers in the center. So we're going to start off with card number 1 is going to be the question, right? Like, what is the decision that you might need to be thinking about dealing with right now, having to do with a love decision in this relationship? So there's definitely some conflict going on here with the 5 of Swords energy. So 5 of Swords is in astrology to Venus and Aquarius, so it's like there's a clash of desires and reality. So there's this you want to do something, you guys want to do something, but the reality of a situation is clashing with, the 2 are clashing. What you want and what you have are 2 different things, and it's tension and ongoing conflict that you're probably not going to end up winning here, Aquarius. And I know that sounds kind of like a downer, but it's better to walk away with grace and deal with your anger and disappointment, because the thing is here, you can't mitigate. And now this doesn't mean walk away from the whole relationship, but walk away from whatever situation it is, because you can't mitigate whatever's going on, because the main issue at play is actually not yours. I know that sounds crazy, but it's not. Even though the 2 of you are in something together, it's like it could be something external from your relationship that you guys can't control, maybe having to do with finances, God forbid an illness, a situation within family, friends, something like that, something external. Or it could be a situation that has to do with your partner. But that's the thing is with the 5 of, because the five is the number of conflict, right? It's the number of humanity, unfortunately. But that's, there needs to be some decision regarding this conflict and this tension between what you want having to do with this, whatever area it's relevant to in the relationship, and what reality is presenting. So the background to the situation, you have the 4 of Swords. So 4 of Swords is resting and retreating and sort of pulling away from a situation. It's trying to figure out what the right answer is moving forward. It's trying to figure it out, taking a time out, stepping back. Great energy for therapy or for doing shadow work to figure out a better strategy for moving forward in whatever situation is going on. So there might just be this pause button pressed right now, having to do with the situation. Let me see what the choices are. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we have the choices. Okay. So choice number 1. We have the 9 of Swords. Anxiety, depression, ruminating thoughts. I call this the 3 a.m. card. It's hard. This is a difficult one. You might have trouble sleeping. You're not responding well to an external stress because your way out of a situation is not clear. So these are your choices. So the first choice is, because the way out, it's Mars and Gemini, right? So Gemini is where the swords come in because it's an air energy. But Mars is like, as I always say, Mars is obsessed with making sure we're on a rightful path, doing the right thing. And it's like, I can't figure out a way out of this situation. So that's a choice. The other choice is Temperance. finding a new level of trust and trying to exercise patient cooperation, right? That can be had in the relationship after, an otherwise volatile time period, for sure. This is in numerology, this is connected to the Hierophant, which is about expectations, conformity. It's also one of the marriage energies as well. But in astrology, this is a Sagittarius energy, which is ruled by Jupiter, rather, which is about, luck and expansion. So there might be this balancing act that you feel like you're needing to have, right, in your life that's been challenging. So something's definitely been challenging. So, the choice here is you're just going to sort of swim in the anxiety and depression of a situation because you literally can't figure out a way out of something. Or are you going to communicate about something? Because temperance energy, it's all about finding peace where there hasn't been, right? That's the temperance energy. So no peace, peace. But you may not understand how to actually make this happen right now, But the outcome here is the Three of Swords, which is the card of pain. And this does not have to mean third-party situation, so I don't want you guys to run there. There are many ways we can hurt ourselves. This is Saturn Libra energy. This is about heartbreak, a pain of a truth. There's something can be coming out to you right now that's very painful, the pain of a truth. There could be some betrayal. It just could be depression, but the clouds of doubt are clearing, and all you could do is kind of face the reality of a situation. Any confusion is gone. If you feel confused, you're not going to be confused anymore, and you're going to be in a position where you're going to be able to move on from the pain of a situation to really begin some very solid healing. Now, for some of you, and I just want to throw this out there, this can mean heart issues that might need attention, right, to safeguard, like circulatory, blood pressure, angina, for example. Now, this is not predicting an issue. This is suggesting that if you're not feeling well and you're feeling extremely, extremely tired, and something is sort of, you're going to know if this idea is poking at you, if something's not right with you. Go to the doctor and get it checked out, obviously. But for the rest of you, this is the card of pain. So we have this pain that's going on here. Let's see what energy that we could figure out as far as this depression, anxiety, definitely something needs to be looked at. I mean, obviously, there's no question here. And, then the bigger question should be, what's the argument about exactly? Even though it's not yours, meaning, doesn't seem like you are inciting it. Oh my goodness, okay. So we have the Death card. So the Death card means something definitely needs to be transformed. This could certainly, I hope there was not a literal passing in your family, and the reason I'm saying that is because there's definitely some sort of a situation that is out of your control that's impacting your experience within this relationship, right? But now this can indicate the relationship ending, or there needing to be a time of separation that's very necessary if you guys are ever going to find your feet again in the future, because whatever's been going on up to this point really is not healthy. So it really is this closing of a chapter kind of thing. And I want you to understand that that's what it means. It's this energy of transformation, right? It's big changes, right? Moving on from something to rebirth something else, okay? Some of you may also kind of be, maybe you're arguing as well about where you're living, right? Because an additional energy that this can be like your living circumstances might change because you realize that where you're living no longer meets your overall needs, and this could manifest as an offer to move somewhere that incites a new beginning, where you guys are deciding to move, but you guys can't decide on where to move, right? So you pressing the pause button right now could certainly be that, for sure. And we have the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is definitely this feeling of protection, right? Nine of Wands is a protection energy. It's Moon and Sagittarius energy. So this does tell me that you're in a strong position to, you've been fighting really hard for something, right? Which has exhausted you, but you're going to have the perseverance to follow it through. This is temporary. This is not a long lasting energy. But you might be feeling really defensive right now. It's likely. Just be careful that it doesn't keep you in a negative mindset, because your efforts will be met with success, but you have to stay open right now. About maintaining lots of balance. Something needs to be handled kind of gingerly with a careful approach. I want you to think about the 10 of Wands is next. Okay, 10 of Wands, where everything becomes too heavy and you have to drop it. The 9 of Wands is still kind of persevering, even though things are very, very difficult. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is a good energy in that there's, first of all, this is auspicious for all areas of your life. This indicates a new beginning, decisions, clear thinking, immediate change to your circumstances for the better, being very mentally agile, very assertive, not aggressive. You really don't want to be too zealous in this energy. So again, assertive, not aggressive. But this is also about getting over past obstacles, getting what you want, thoughts becoming things, beautiful manifesting energy. So I like that, for sure. We do have the Chariot energy here as the best action to take, which is all about just, let bygones be bygones. Honestly, like, something is expedited here, that you're moving away from the negative towards the positive. So I do like this, but this is about quick change here. And what's interesting here, in numerology, this is connected to the Tower energy. So there's got to be this coming down of a way something was in order to be rebuilt, if that makes sense. So, very nice. It's a Cancer energy as well. Honesty is essential. Speak with love and truth. Yeah, it definitely seems like you guys need to work something out, but it looks like you have everything you need to do that. Get to know each other. Learn to meet another's need for love. Okay, I love this card. This doesn't mean you guys don't know each other. Obviously, you know each other. But I mean, like, really know each other in love. What that means is understanding that a relationship has 3 entities. You, them, and then the relationship itself. And it's very common, it's part of the human condition, for us to approach relationship for our own perspective, and unknowingly, without malice, we can end up projecting what we want our partner to be, and they could do the same thing to us, what we want each other to be in the relationship, because of what we want and what we think their potential is. Right? And it's that kind of thing. So it's somebody putting that on you, or you putting that on somebody else, and really sitting down and openly discussing, like, that kind of thing, whatever it is that you feel like the issue is, where you're in the space. It's like, does my partner know me at all? Right? I think we've all been there at one time or another, for sure. Demonstrate love. Find out what's important to those you love and act on it. Yes, absolutely. But they need to do it too, right? I mean, this is for the committed situation. So being loved the way that you need to be loved, not the way that they think they want to love you or what they think they would need. It's, you want to stay away from the energy, well, I like that, or I would want to do that, or my whatever, right? When it comes to how you feel, or if it comes to how they feel, there needs to be empathy here. Empathy is really the key right now to this situation, it looks like. So looks pretty good here. I do like it. Anything else I want to pull for you? Let me pull one closing message. Now, a lot of times the complicated resonates for people who are committed, because everything's complicated in life. Treasure Island, beautiful. Really recognizing and finding out what's unique in each of you, and being really open about your emotions, opening up that treasure chest that this turtle found all the way deep down in the bottom of the ocean here, bringing it up to allow the hearts to fly out, right? What do you really want in relationship? And getting very honest and allowing them to do it too. So really healthy. I see this committed situation where there's some sort of conflict or some sort of tensions that are going on. I see honesty, communication, and there being a demonstration of what do you need right now, or what do they need right now as far as love goes. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. Those of you who are in a committed relationship. Okay. Now we're going to go to our friends who are complicated. We're going to go with the Death card. Don't be too put off by the fact that it looks scary. It's about transformation. It's a Scorpio energy. Modern ruler is Pluto. Okay. So, past issues to be released, outcome, and then we'll just pull a bunch of other stuff. Figure out what's going on here. Pentacles energy in the Tower. Okay. All right. So this is the past that needs to be released, the Ten of Pentacles. So the maturation of a relationship, really. I mean, the Ten of Pentacles is, you know, it's Mercury in Virgo, it's family, it's maturity, it's a deepening of commitment, shared values, property legacy, the idea of family, having a family, getting a house, all of that. So these are the past things that need to be released, and we'll figure out. And the outcome energy is the Tower. Now, you know, look, the Tower is a Mars energy, and this tells me that something really was not working the way it is. It's like a secret comes to light, which could be pretty shocking, but it's time to let go of past patterns of relating the way that you guys were. You know, equally, you may experience this very sort of profound epiphany that something very much needs to change, right? Within yourself, where this aha moment comes and you're like, wow, I can't keep thinking about relationship in that way. I need to change. You know, those are very, very healthy. Now, for others of you, there could definitely be this kind of thing where you experience some sort of intense physical or spiritual attraction, which has a super profound impact on like you living your life as you typically do. Okay, that is a Mars energy. That's a Tower energy where it's like so disruptive, right? Meaning, like, let's say you're in a committed relationship and you meet this other person, and it's like, for whatever reason, I'm not judging here. This is not for good, but I'm also not pushing this idea, but it does happen, right? We have to be realistic. Sometimes you meet an energy when you're committed that becomes all consuming, and where all of a sudden your thoughts are all about this other person. That's definitely a Tower energy. This could be happening with either you, or this could be happening with the person that you're dealing with. Because there was, at one point, it goes from a Ten of Pentacles to the Tower. So the Death does indicate either something needs to end, or there needs to be time away from a situation for there to be some breathing room if you guys are ever going to find your legs again in a situation. So I have to tell you, before I even pull any more of those, I'm just feeling like I just want to pull a couple of Lenormand. Polar bear has to do with mother, resources, looking at something closer, being accolades. Yeah. Conflict. Yeah, you've been really patient. I feel like you've been very, very patient. We have the polar bear, which represents mother, represents sustenance, like the basic needs of life, the food on the food on the table, the roof over the head, the clothes on the back, right? Basic needs. So the basic needs were being met in the situation, but upon further inspection, it does look like somebody was getting some sort of attention. Very positive attention from somebody outside the relationship. the book of knowledge indicates that you have to really do some research and learn something, that it's not that you're ignorant and that you don't know something. It's like something needs to be understood and realized, right? This truth, the truth of something. There ends up being this conflict, right? But at the end of the day, you really want to try to be patient and work it out. And we have time. You know, I was just going to say, this is very complicated. Like, no kidding, woman. Okay. All right. So let's just find out what else we can find out here. The way those came out, so I'm automatically putting them upright. So we have the Three of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. So the Three of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, rather. So the Three of Pentacles does indicate to me like this sort of collaborative kind of effort, really trying to be successful in something, trying to focus on the work, because this is very much a collab, a building. It's a Mars and Capricorn energy. It's definitely success, right? Rewarding, really feeling very connected and saying, all right, where are we going to now? Like, let's move, let's buy a home, let's do whatever we're going to do and move forward together as a team, as a couple. And then we have this working with the Five of Cups, which is about loss and leaving and sadness, and there being this, you're going to be okay. I mean, it certainly, of course, you're going to be okay. But something ends before you feel ready for it, right? But you're going to be able to deal with the situation and move on as soon as you assimilate the old stress and sadness in order to make this new start. But there's definitely some sort of pain and disappointment having to do with like how you guys show up as a couple. Nine of Pentacles, yeah, working with the Hermit energy. So the Nine of Pentacles is about, I feel like this, you know, one of the two of you are just really, for many of you, very focused on your work, or they're very, very focused on their work. So the Nine of Pentacles is that, right? This is about, you know, doing things independently. You know, for many of you, it's trying to really focus on what it is that you want, need, and desire in relationship as well, because it is Venus in Virgo. Virgo is an earth energy. It's ruled by Mercury, though, and having Venus in there, it's like getting very real about what you want in love, as far as like what's equitable regarding money, regarding communication, regarding intimacy, all of those things, right? Because 9 is the number of productivity. So it's about integrating your body, mind, and spirit, and really getting very honest with yourself and having the Hermit energy work with that. This is about going within for clarity. You know, it really is. You know, this is a Virgo energy. So it's a problem-solving energy for sure. But you have to really think about the past experiences of this particular relationship, or even past ones. And just as a way of figuring out like what really has been the issue underneath it all, and just calling everything out so that you don't repeat these issues in the future. But there is this time though this is a time you really need to invest more energy and work to smooth over any issue that needs addressing. And while it does look like there's kind of this energy of like, I'm going to take care of me, you take care of you kind of energy, even though you guys still may be connected and you may still be in a relationship. It's people working a little too independently, but it does seem like if there's not this coming together, it's not going to work. Yeah, I mean, we have this Eight of Pentacles. 8 is the number of mastery, and the Five of Swords. Yeah, Aquarius. I mean, thing is, like, we have the Eight of Pentacles energy. Sun in Virgo. Okay, focusing on responsibilities. Very diligent, very hardworking. You know, really like putting in the work, really putting in the work. You know, in general, though, there's a need for a logical and diligent approach to whatever is going on here. There's got to be action. So like in astrology, for those of you who know astrology, this is kind of like a quincunx or an inconjunct, right? Where you can't think your way out of it. You have to do something in order for it to be different. So in order for it to be different moving forward, there needs to be recognition that whatever was going on up to this point, that's gone. Whatever, okay? That's gone. So, now what? Now, so for many of you, you're just going to be focusing on doing you and being you, and that's it, right? You're going to be focusing on furthering your education, maybe furthering yourself in your career, whatever it is. Many of you may be in that space. We have this working with the Five of Swords. Now, five's the number of conflict, right? And then we have Swords, which has to do obviously with communication and truth as well, right? So this is Venus in Aquarius. So this is a clash of desire, what you really want to go on, and the reality of your situation. I feel like this came out with another energy here as well. I don't remember if it was this reading. I tend to forget each of the readings as they do, falls out of my head. But there is this clash between what you want and what you actually have going on right now, that you're not going to be able to win, because you don't have control of it. So you can, it's best to just deal with the anger or the disappointment of a situation, because you can't make somebody show up for a relationship. You can't make somebody want certain things in a relationship. They have to want them, and they have to want to be a part of the relationship as much as you, and put in the dedication as much as you. Which it does seem like. See, with the Five of Swords energy, it's like no matter how much louder you yell, they're not going to hear you. It's not going to make any difference. Do you know what I mean? No matter how loud you yell, they yell. It's like better to just bow out gracefully from whatever is going on, and just say, all right, you know what? I'm not even going to do this. But there is some confusion. We have the Two of Pentacles here. So the Two of Pentacles, Jupiter and Capricorn in astrology. So some sort of negotiation is needed to make something like move forward one way or another, because there needs to be a decision regarding more than one path. And you could feel a sense of lack, either having to do with money, having to do with connection here within this relationship. But you need to decide which of these pentacles needs to be put down, like which path needs to be put down. Is it this relationship, or is it the idea of going in another direction and you just throwing all of your energy into trying to change something in a brand new way, right? Completely new approach. Because the same old is absolutely off the table here with the Tower energy. We have this working with the Ace of Cups. Yeah. So, I mean, this could definitely be a new relationship, right? This can indicate more than a new relationship, right? This is also the energy of fertility, pregnancy, prioritizing parenting, and, equally so, it could certainly be like falling in love, like a new relationship. Depending on where you guys are on the spectrum of complicated, right? So if you guys are in an existing relationship where it's just like a challenging time period, this can indicate love and support, right? But you're like, do I want to stay? Do I not want to stay? Again, it depends on what level of complicated or where you're at. We have Chariot is about moving away from the toxicity in a situation. And then we have the Four of Wands energy. Okay. So the Chariot, thing is with the Chariot, we have to look at the cards surrounding. So we have a Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, being confused about whether you should stay or go. And the situation is just going to boil straight up, bubble up to the top. Well, you're not going to be able to ignore it anymore. You cannot ignore this situation anymore. Even if you wanted to, you can't. We have the Four of Wands working here. The Four of Wands, Venus in Aries, when we're talking about astrology, this is about freedom and creativity and a strong foundation and like a very celebratory vibe. This could indicate a brand new partner is going to open their heart and express their love and affection towards you. For some of you, you're going to resonate with it like that. You're going to know where you're at with that. For others of you, this is a very auspicious energy for just basically sharing emotions. For a lot of you, we call this the honeymoon card, where it's there's like success after completion. Like maybe you guys have been through a lot and you decide, okay, let's get married, let's move in together, let's get engaged, let's do fill in the blank, right? Definitely also an auspicious energy for any different approach, a unique approach, doing things differently. Good energy to get that house, to decide to have that baby, anything like that, if you guys have been in a really, really weird space. But I feel like the Chariot energy is like the confusion is boiling up, and it's like, what are you going to do? You have to make this decision with this Two of Pentacles energy. You're definitely weighing options here. You're definitely weighing options. So we have the Five of Wands working with the Ten of Wands. Yes. Okay. So look, I mean, this makes absolute sense to me before even, yes, for sure. Two of Swords. Yep. Oh my gosh. Some of you guys are just so confused right now, for sure. Because you're just not sure if you should bother sticking it out. Like, that's the thing. Because the Five of Wands is conflict, right? It's a battle of the wills. It's a battle of the egos. It's Saturn and Leo energy. It's almost having like a rivalrous vibe within the relationship. And it just stresses you the hell out, right? Ten of Wands is like emotional overload. It really is. It's emotional overload. This is Saturn and Sagittarius. It's like overwhelm, responsibilities and burden, just overload of demands. And it's kind of like this catch-22 thing where you might want to leave, but you can't see a way out of a situation. So you have to be really honest with yourself within that. But for sure, you're at cross purposes with yourself, right? The Two of Swords is the Moon in Libra. It's time to think, because you're in an emotional stalemate. You need to make a decision. You may want to protect yourself right now, but this situation isn't going away. So it's better to resolve it now. Stand your ground, say what you think, and feel. And a decision is needed here for sure. We have the Strength card, which is a Leo energy. This is all about the fifth house. So the Strength energy, if your relationship has been tested, things should be improving, but there's a need to balance. And if there's not going to be balance, this is not going to work out, right? I want to make sure the physical attraction isn't serving to mask some sort of deeper issue that needs to be addressed, right? It does seem like somebody needs their ego stroked, and you want to make sure that you're not addressing the 5,000-pound elephant in the room and jumping in bed instead of discussing what it is that you really need to discuss, right? Because there is a lot of passion here, definitely. But I have to tell you, like, for now, you guys need to make a decision, and whatever that is for you, but there does need to be this decision, because it's almost like the kind of thing where things are complicated and not right between the two of you. You feel the change, you're experiencing the change, but you guys still might be like hooking up intimately. You might still be keeping that cord, and through intimacy, but then like it's not fixed, that kind of thing. Well, a decision needs to be made. This is pretty specific, guys. So, and it just does seem like there is another energy, though, floating around in this, either coming from your end or their end. But you're very aware of time, right? I mean, we have this idea of patience and time, because it's like for many of you, it may be like, I've put so much of my life into this relationship. Let's see what the Island Time Wellness Oracle can tell us. Okay. Boat, receiving what you need, moving on, closure issues. Then we have the Butterfly. Relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. So this could mean either fixing things or ending things, one or the other. But it's definitely not going to be where it's been. Sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So this could be very much like maybe somebody stalking you on social media. Somebody, is trying to be sneaky, like with the friend situation. You guys are good, you're not good. Somebody might be, listen, you might have like a little investigator in your midst. Somebody who's maybe trying to catch somebody at some, so you might be trying to catch a partner at something, or they might be trying to catch you at something. Then we have talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives, text, call, email, hovering. Definitely another energy in this jam here. So let's see what we have going on. We have Pluto. We have 5th house of romance. We have Gemini. Pluto is about transformation. Pluto rules Scorpio, endings, and something ends in order for a new beginning to happen. And we have the 5th house of romance, falling in love, love affairs. And then we have the second Gemini here, which is, I'm looking at the 2 is the twins. But Gemini is the landlord of the 3rd house of communication. It also rules communicating on the internet. So there might be some sort of messages coming in. Something is definitely compromising this relationship. I feel like there's another energy involved. I do. I don't know if everybody knows about it. I don't know if I could ever be exactly who you expect me to be. I'm now feeling the fallout of my actions. You hold up that mirror to show me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. So definitely some complicated energies. Yeah. Let's pull a final closing. Oracle. Angel Oracle. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Please don't come after the messenger, Aquarius. This is what I have. I hope this helps you in some way. Maybe if you just needed to feel validated, but that is what I have. Thank you so much for joining me, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.